Welcome to another episode of the Keystone Chiropractic video blog. Today we're going to talk about a common question that we get here in the office a lot because it's something that drives a lot of people crazy. A lot of people want to know, why do my joints always pop or crack or just tend to make a lot of noise whenever you're just doing normal activities of daily living. Probably the most common complaints are when popping tends to come from the neck area whenever you're turning your head. A lot of people also have problems coming from popping from the knees and popping from the shoulders. Now, it's important to differentiate the two types of popping. One type of popping makes a noise but isn't necessarily painful, which is pretty much benign. It's not really anything you have to worry about. The second type of popping occurs whenever you have that popping sound, but you also feel a tightening, a spasm, or a pain that comes along with it. Whenever you have pain that comes along with the popping, it usually means that a tendon or ligament is rubbing against bone, and that's something that can degenerate the tendons and degenerate the ligaments over time. That's definitely something you want to get checked out by a doctor before it gets to a point that it can create some permanent damage to the muscular tissue inside of the body. There's definitely some easy, simple fixes to address that issue, and it's something that has to be addressed by someone that's in chiropractic, physical therapy, orthopedics, or somewhere along those lines to find a solution. The second type of popping is whenever you move your head, move your neck, move your knee, move your shoulder, and you feel this popping sound, but there's no pain coming from it. The sound from that popping sound actually comes from an expansion of your ligaments, and when your ligaments expand, it releases a gas, it releases carbon dioxide gas, and that's the noise that you hear. So I like to make the analogy that when you hear your joints pop, it's basically the same thing as opening a can of Coke and hearing the noise come out of the can of Coke. It's just gas being released, and it's pretty harmless. There aren't really many things that you treat it, because there's no reason to treat it, because if it's not painful, there's no real reason to address that type of problem. So if you're having popping, you're having this noise coming from your joints, it's probably not something that you really have to worry about. But if you really want to get it looked at, then there are doctors that will certainly take a look at it, and they might offer you some supplements like glucosamine to address joint health, fish oils, biotin, and some other things that may address issues with the joint even if they're not painful. But at the same time, that's also money that you don't necessarily have to spend on those types of products. So if you're having these joint poppings and you can live with it, then I would say just shrug it off, don't worry about it, and let the issue come up when they're actually starting to have some physical problems, or you notice reduced range of motion or other issues that are signs of a real physical problem happening. Hope that answers some of your questions. Thanks for checking out the Keystone Chiropractic blogcast. Check us out on Twitter at Dr. Jonathan Chung, and check out the website chiropractorwellington.com/blog.